I'm D.S. Yaxheimer, and this is a special edition of The Spectre in which I'm in the ghost town of Centralia, a mining town that was decimated by a mine fire that started in the early 60s, and over the next 4 decades or so, the population has dwindled into the single digits. And we're just going to explore it and talk a little bit about its history. There's a street once lined with homes. Only the sidewalks remain. There's a remaining fire hydrant at an intersection in Centralia near a utility pole there. And you can see as I pan back and get an idea what this somewhat of an idea what it might have looked like with homes and businesses that used to be here. It's pretty, almost kind of apocalyptic looking. We're making our way through Centralia. I'm looking for, remnants of the town, really old stone wall is made remnants of structures. Except some old homes have some remaining residents that are showing still remain. Sidewalks and streets, manhole covers, drainage grates, things like that, but everything else is gone. This is one of the main streets going through the old town, and it's really just astounding. It looks like an episode of The Walking Dead. There's nobody here usually, except for some, sightseers, because it's a little bit of a, I guess, kind of a tourist attraction for people who like to go to old, haunted places, like Penhurst or something like that. Yeah, there's the sidewalks. There's stop signs. Well, they're still here because these streets are still in use, basically. I haven't gotten into the areas where there's gases coming up from mine fire, anything like that. Then I head home over to the old Highway 61, the condemned portion of it here. It's eerie. It's very strange. It's every bit as eerie, and a little bit more so than I had anticipated. So let's carry on. Highway 61, so it's covered in graffiti, and it has lots of gaping holes in it and everything. I'm doing this according to my GPS, so that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And this is the abandoned section of Highway 61 in Centralia.
covered in graffiti. Very, I don't know why they haven't used this for like movies and stuff. This should be like the series finale of The Walking Dead should be shot here totally. Anyway, let's go explore it. It's quite a mural on this old highway. Holy shit. Years after the Trump presidency. I've found there was another cemetery across the road. I knew there was another cemetery because I remembered this had an old wrought iron fence around it. Because the other one had a more modern chain link fence around it. So I am going to go check that out. Here it is. There's this gate, very old, creepy looking, and the spiked wrought iron fence. And this is the old Centralia Cemetery, the older one. And I believe that might be an old stack that releases smoke and gas from the mines. I'm not sure. But this town and this area are deceptively, it seems deceptively safe. I don't know how much of a danger it is now compared to maybe 10, 20, 30 years ago, but it seems like you could just build a whole new town on top of the old Centralia here.
said, it seems deceptively safe here to be walking around. Much less to actually live here. There's only a few residents left in Centralia, and by order of the state, once those residents pass away, no one else will be allowed to come here and live here. So that's but it doesn't seem really dangerous here. The fact that here it looks like race is going on, and it's almost like it's you're an alien visiting planet Earth. All the humans have become extinct. But I'm gonna go continue exploring and check out a few more places before I can go away to Centralia.
This is just old dirt stone road by the old cemetery. Gonna see what was up here, if there's any remnants of anything like a school or houses or whatever, a neighborhood. And I came back here to actually look for some of these. These are one of the smokestacks, venting the smoke and gases from the mine. I don't know if there's anything coming out of that anymore. This might have been one of the early days of the maybe in the 70s. These were put into place. There's 3 of them out here to vent the gases and the smoke from the mine. I'm not sure what the current stats are on the mine fire, what rate it's burning, but it's supposed to burn for quite some time. I think overall it was supposed to burn well over like 200 some years, so it's still going. And I think I can notice some palpable difference in the air around here, or if that's just my imagination. There's one of them. Looks like it's covered in graffiti and there's trash around it.
This is, of course, one of the stacks about the mine fire. It's covered in fence around it. That's decimated. The mine fire is still burning.
So here I am.
This is just the end of the sidewalk here, in the residential street, and where a house once stood, there's this sign from the Department of Environmental Protection, and basically this is considered an abandoned mine reclamation project, which I'm not sure what that means. The project is basically just, the government's way of saying, you can't, claiming it or whatever they're going to do with it. I don't know if they're trying to kind of salvage some of the coal somehow. I don't know what it means at all. Actually, I'm just commenting on it. Federal Office of Surface Mines. So maybe they're going to strip mine the whole town at some point. I'm not sure. Once the fire burns down, maybe I don't know if that's going to happen. But you can't cross the signs. The only sign really government, state government at least, Pennsylvania. So yeah, state government saying that, you know, they have claimed the former town of Centralia. And it's kind of weird because I'm standing here where there used to be a house. There used to be a house there. There's a corner where there's a sidewalk, and it's like an intersection of a small little town, and it's just completely decimated.
This is an overview of Centralia. Just drove up on one of the roads above it, which is also covered in graffiti, as you can see with the guardrail here. The streets, they don't look traveled much, because there's no reason to come up here. Below, there's, you know, you can see where there used to be a town. No homes or businesses or anything. It's what town used to have bars and movie theaters. There's just a bunch, 3 or 4 houses that I could see where people were still living, and there's a municipal building just at the bottom of the hill there, and it doesn't appear to be in use. So there it is, Centralia, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's ghost town. Well, one of them. This is up a hill above Centralia. It looks like it's actually, you know, not abandoned. It's maintained. There's a lot of no trespassing signs, so I'm just going to stay right here and just do this shot and talk about it a little bit. It looks like it's a Russian Orthodox church of some kind. Not really sure. And from what I've heard, I ran into some people. They said that in town, they said that I guess it does still have services. So this is like right up on the hill, just below here. The roads are still covered in graffiti, and they're cracked and all of that. But I think this church, well outside maybe the radius of where the mine fire is, so it's still deemed safe to still have services. And the parking lot in the road going to the church up there is very almost new. So anyway, I'm going to go check out the municipal building, and that'll be conclude my little visit here to Centralia. And this is the old municipal building in Centralia, and as you can see down the street, that's Centralia, and there's nothing else. Inside the garage there's an old fire truck that probably hasn't run in 30 freaking years, and it just seems to be really not in use. It was probably one of the later buildings that was built, but I don't think it's at all in use. Doesn't appear to be. I think up there is like an old air raid type siren thing. So trip to Centralia. Hope you like the video. I probably broke a few trespassing laws, but anyway, that shouldn't be that. If you're near in the Columbia County area or you're in Pennsylvania, it's kind of worth seeing. It's interesting. This street, and this has been a little travel abandoned edition of the Spectre. I've made a couple of these videos, and this was my most ambitious one, so, and it's on Halloween too, so I made sort of a special trip up here for Halloween. This is my sort of spooky tour of something. So anyway, if you like my videos, subscribe, have a happy Halloween, take care. Found footage, horror movie end. Oh man, we gotta get back to the car, man. Shit, man, fuck. Damn it, dude.